Good evening and many thanks for joining us. You're watching QTV News, coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue, and I am Ansmane Sonyase. Well, first, here are the main news headlines. A man suspected of committing suicide was found hanging at the Basse Main Cemetery on Wednesday evening. At the handing over ceremony of the report on the transformation of MDI into a civil service college, the Minister for Higher Education, Professor Pierre Gomez, calls on civil servants and government officials to build a civil service that would accelerate development. At the celebration of World Teachers' Day, today officials of the Gambia Teachers Union call on government to empower teachers by establishing an Education Service Commission and invest more in the education sector. Jaliba Kuyate, the king of Kora, joins animal welfare advocates in commemorating World Animal Day, organized by the Gambia Horse and Donkey Trust in Makasutu in the West Coast region. And as the Gambia gears up for this year's tourism season, officials of the Gambia Tourism Board say they expect 52 flights per week from the commencement of the season on October 15th. Stay tuned for more on these and other stories. And we begin tonight's news with some sad news. A man suspected of committing suicide was found hanging at the Basse Main Cemetery. His decomposing body was discovered by a passerby. Our regional reporter Alaji A.F. Jallo was at the scene and he filed this report.
The deceased is believed to be in his 50s. The body was discovered on Wednesday evening at about 6 p.m. The unbearable stench from the decomposing body was what alerted a curious passerby who raised the alarm. An eyewitness told us that she was engulfed with a bad odor during the period she was passing through the cemetery. According to her, she was curious to find out after seeing a long rope from a distance hanged on a big tree inside the cemetery. Upon arriving at the scene, she saw a person hanging on a rope in the cemetery. She quickly rushed to the nearby PIU base at the police lines to alert the police, who quickly responded.
After me ariha kabaw bamule lubendi memila.
It was in the evening when I was going to Mansajang village. I sensed a bad smell and I followed the direction. The more I get closer, the stronger the smell. After looking carefully, I saw a red rope tied to a big tree. That was then I ran and informed the police intervention unit, who were not far at the time. I told them that I suspected dogs might have dug up a grave at the cemetery. That was when the officers went to the scene to investigate. The fire and rescue services and the public health officers were at the scene. Omar Jallo, public health officer at Basse, said the body has completely decomposed and cannot be moved. He therefore recommended for the immediate burial of the body on site.
Say the incident is an unfortunate incident for the fact that it is a suicide confirmed. The actual status of the body is it has decomposed. So this is why with some of the procedures that we use is to disinfect and recommend for burial at the scene. So as of now, the body has already decomposed with some maggot, signs of maggots during observation. So it is an unfortunate incident, rather. With my experience in the field, most of the cases of this nature, a suicide committed by someone, we normally observe some or have an information of psychological depression of the person. So in which we are also suspecting, we are not confirming, but we believe the person is mentally imbalanced, that is, he's having some psychological depression.
Such incidents are not common in Basse. The cemetery is at isolated and a busy area. We suspected that the incident happened some days ago, considering the condition of the body. The police in Basse have conducted some forensic work and collected the necessary details for possible identification and cause of death. For now, people in this community are wondering how, why, who, and when. Reporting for QTV News, I am Alaji A.F. Jallo.
Quite unfortunate. Our prayers and thoughts are with the people of Basse, particularly the family of the victim, who is yet to be identified at this point. Now, at the celebration of World Teachers' Day, annually observed globally on October 5th, officials of the Gambia Teachers Union called on government to empower teachers by establishing an Education Service Commission and invest more on the education sector. More in this report. In May this year, the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology officially inaugurated a committee comprising highly experienced retired senior civil servants and academics tasked with the responsibility of transforming the Management Development Institute into a civil service college. On Wednesday, 4th October, the day is commemorated to pay tribute to teachers and acknowledge their contribution to human advancement. Hence, the celebration of excellence and selfless service organized by the Gambia Teachers Union under the theme, "The Teachers We Want for the Education We Want. Establish an Education Service Commission now." Addressing members, Ismaila S. Sise and Marie Antoinette Kaur, President of the Gambia Teachers Union and Secretary General respectively, paid homage to teachers in the Gambia for what they describe as their gallant sacrifice, dedication and commitment to advancing humanity. Stressing on this year's theme, they called on government to take affirmative action in addressing challenges teachers face in the Gambia by establishing an Education Service Commission. This, they say, is necessary as it will help offer adequate support to teachers and provide effective coordination of programs in the sector.
Our union will want to advocate that the government of the Gambia put an end to the decline in the number of teachers and then drive towards increasing not only the numbers but also the quality of teachers in the profession. Our union is calling on the government to massively invest in the teachers to be able to support them to further their education. Gaining knowledge, meaning equipping the teacher to be the teacher we want in the classroom.
On this day, it is essential to remember that teaching is a passion rather than only a job. It's an admirable endeavor that not only involves knowledge sharing, but also enhances the lives of others.
Adama Jimba Job, Deputy Permanent Secretary for Programs at the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, and SRSO, Deputy Secretary General of the Gambia Teachers Union, said the celebration presents a moment for stock-taking on the contribution of teachers and what can be done to collectively address challenges in the education sector, such as the shortage of teachers, amongst others.
Today, I stand before you, saying to you all, Happy Teachers' Day. You deserve recognition for all the sacrifices that you have made. You are more than a provider of knowledge or a guidance to us all. I, therefore, thank you for your selfless service.
On this day, which provides an opportunity to take stock of the progress made towards achieving SDG 4, EI invites all the teaching community to join the call on government to provide education with adequate funding in line with their commitments at both national and international levels.
As part of events marking the day, the union held a joint book launch to celebrate some of their members who wrote supplementary reading books. Several speakers, including Kejau Ture of the NAMI Foundation and Alaji Omar Jendur, lead facilitator of the Supplementary Books Project, all paid tribute to teachers in the Gambia. Hannah Kipikoka is one of several teachers who wrote supplementary reading books which were distributed at the event. As they commemorate Teachers' Day in recognition of their tremendous impact, GTU officials expressed optimism that their demands would be met. However, they emphasized that they won't relent in ensuring that teachers' welfare is improved in the Gambia. Ansmane Sonyasi for KTV News. Now, the Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Professor Pierre Gomez, calls on civil servants and government officials to build a civil service that would accelerate development. He was speaking at the handing over ceremony of the report on the transformation of MDI into a civil service college. More in this report. In May this year, the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology officially inaugurated a committee comprising highly experienced retired senior civil servants and academics tasked with the responsibility of transforming the Management Development Institute into a civil service college. On Wednesday, 4th October, the committee submitted its report setting out a framework that will guide the transformation. Receiving the report, the Minister for Higher Education, Professor Pierre Gomez, paid tribute to the committee for developing the comprehensive guide. He urged civil servants to remain patriotic as they lead government's delivery of the country's development needs.
But I want to thank the entire team on behalf of His Excellency President Barrow, for the quality service that you've done. Despite some of the challenges, sometimes we will not respond to your needs in terms of logistics, but you never complain. That's another level now. And I'm talking to the junior civil servants. This is the message. This is the message. This is the university. What they have done, this is a course on civil service that they have rendered today that people need to learn.
Professor Gomez also assured the committee that their recommendations will be tabled before Cabinet are submitted without any alterations. Suleiman Samba, chairman of the committee, says the report was compiled following extensive research and consultations with experts.
We have made sure that we have aligned the transformation of the MJI to the policy hierarchy of the government of the Gambia, that is the relevant aspects, namely the pillars in the National Development Program Plan, particularly Pillar 2 on governance, Pillar 4, which is your own pillar, on equitable and relevant access to education for all. We have also consulted and dealt with the sector policies, your 2016 to 2030 policy, the relevant aspects, your strategic plan. We have also dealt with the civil service reform program.
The submission of the report is a significant step towards the government's civil service reform, aimed at enhancing professionalism, capacity and efficiency of the civil service. This will begin the restoration of the civil service, which was once among the most respected civil services, envied by many countries on the continent. Answane Sonyasi for KTV News. And the report will lead us to the commercial break, but we will be right back.
Yo, man de ma armanti lay dundé suma kër. Gis bi dafa change. Masuta change.
Waaw du gis ngeen daw si ba mu amee sikki sàkkane armante mi dañoo wecci ay cafkaam ba ñu ko ubbilee siwo bi ba xet gi dugg ko cam billahi la mu yëg bari na armante ñaar fukki at ak nangam ba mu ne cëpp ci réew mi ba tey mësula wecci doxalin mësula wecci cafka
bu leen ci am benn ñaari xel man mii di jaay lépp luy produit gi armante rek am naa ko am na 500 millilitres 1000 millilitres ak 5 kilos ba noppi nag am 750 ml bi nga xam ne mi ngi toj réew mi gis nga armante Eva Protect Milk bi mooy mos dolli te armante spaghetti bii ngay gis moo dàq ci spaghetti yi
gis nga armante bottom margarine bi noonu la gënee ci yow mi nga xamante ne yaa ngi jaay tàngana ci Johnson bi comme bi fi armante la dugal sa waa ñoddi sa kombe bi gis ngeen lii sardañ la da nga gis góobi jën bi dafa neex gis nga meew ko ndig mil bi armante ko fi indi moom mi dafa sakkan xoolal xale bi nu muy naanee banana milk bi gis ngeen flamingo oil bi dem leen ci bépp boutique bépp supermarket ci bépp marché
armante ki prodogam kenn mënu koo ceeñ
Armante boppam ndax moo di good quality food.
As the fastest growing GSM company in the Gambia, QCell has the widest 4G plus coverage in the country, 3 times faster internet speed than our competitors. So switch now and dial *335# and enjoy what true 4G feels like. QCell, the Gambia's trusted network.
And thanks for staying with us. Now, Jaliba Kuyate, the king of Kora, joins animal welfare advocates in commemorating World Animal Day, organized by the Gambia Horse and Donkey Trust. The event was held on Wednesday at the Animal Health and Welfare Center in Makasutu, West Coast Region. Lamin Funding Dabo reports.
World Animal Day is commemorated annually on October 4th to raise awareness about the importance of animals around the world. The day is also a reminder not just to love the animals in our homes, but also to appreciate and respect all living things that are part of our ecosystem. Jaliba Kuyate, Animal Welfare Ambassador, expresses delight for attending the event, which he is described as a worthy cause.
We should change our habit and care for animals. We should change our habit and then unite for them. Let's have their homes, within our homes, ready. Let's do something for them. Love them, and they will know. They have feelings, they will know, and they will love us back.
Salaman Jai, the guest speaker, commended the organizers of this year's event for effective collaboration and dedication in the promotion of animals' welfare.
I believe that there is a need for us as a country to do better, when it comes to animal welfare. Because I've realized that, even as it is right now, there is no Animal Welfare Act. The bill is still hanging at the Parliament. And I realized that, especially the donkeys, the way they have been maltreated on the street is just appalling. And as a country, we are not doing much to address those issues.
World Animal Day is a global initiative for animals' rights that aims to ensure improved standards for animal welfare, and to educate people against animal cruelty, and to teach how to rescue them. Dr. Keba Dafe, advisor to the Animal Welfare Advocates Association, calls for action-oriented approach towards the fight against animal cruelty in our communities.
Cruelty towards animals. People use these animals for work on the farm after the rainy season. They just dump them. They don't care about them again. The only time they will care about this animal is when the next rains come. Also, dogs and cats, they are so much in our streets. They are thrown away. When they have puppies, they don't need or kitten, they just take them and throw them away. These are things that we should look at ourselves and see how to stop it.
Lambaba Sise is the general manager of the Gambia Horse and Donkey Trust.
The animals are very important and they are contributing a lot in our community and agriculture also, because we cannot go without agriculture, and agriculture cannot go this moment without the animals, because we are using them to our farm and other things. I'm so happy to see QTV here. They are a good partner to GIGDT. Long time is not today. I will thank the ambassador of animal welfare, Alhaji Jaliba Kuyate and Kumareban. I will thank him. And DLS, Livestock Service. I thank them and all the participants.
World Animal Day also ensures that efforts continue to provide animals with better rescue shelters, launch better animal welfare programs, and raise funds for such initiatives, all geared towards their protection and conservation. For QTV News, I am Lamin Alaifandin Dabo.
Now, as the Gambia gears up for this year's tourism season, officials of the Gambia Tourism Board say they expect 52 flights per week from the commencement of the season on October 15th. William Camara reports.
Since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, tourist destinations have been struggling to regain the pre-pandemic levels of tourist arrivals. This has huge implications for economies such as ours that generate a high share of GDP through tourism. Fodeba is the head of marketing at the Gambia Tourism Board.
We receive around 52 flights per week, and that's for the frequency. And we are expecting to receive our first medium flights, 2 flights from UK and Holland, and we are expecting to receive more flights from our traditional and non-traditional markets.
Mr. Bah further states that efforts have been made to collaborate with the local stakeholders in the industry.
For us, GT Board, our key mandate is to market and promote, and we have done a lot of efforts, and a lot of efforts are on the way to see that most of these stakeholders, we work with them together. And you can see recently, in fact, most of our trade fairs, we involve them, we give them the opportunity to go and sell their products and their services.
At the Senegambia Craft Market, Sehu Toure Etelo says he started his tailoring business in the 80s, tells us how he is preparing for the season.
Right now we have some school bags. They like it anyway, especially the Hollandese people and the Spanish people, they like it anyway. We have some old people, old friends, when they come to use to order from us, Then maybe some they like 1 dozen or 2 dozen, give it on cheap price so they can buy. Also when they go, they sell.
Market vendor Sarata Suso, who has been trading for over 20 years, explains how the business has been beneficial to her. I thank God for everything. I entirely depend on this business. It is through this business that I am able to solve my problems, pay my rent, and my children's school fees. Despite doing well in this business, Madam Suso states some of the problems traders have been facing. When the tourists come, they are taken to either Banjul Craft Market, Serakunda or Makasutu. And by the time they reach us, they had spent all their money, and we are left with no sales. Being taken to Banjul, one can understand because there is a craft market. But to Serakunda, there is no craft market. We only have people displaying their products there, which is really affecting our business. We want the authorities to help us. Dudu Kanyi is also a vendor at the craft market and has this to say.
The season is already here. We are waiting to hear from the GT board regarding flights. On our part, we have done all the groundworks. For the previous years, tourists do complain that they only see the same old arts every year. Now, I have created new designs that they will like.
According to a global business research group, global tourism arrivals are expected to increase by 30%, but will remain below the pre-pandemic levels. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
Now, the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, in collaboration with Amnesty International, organized a 3-day summer camp for human rights-friendly upper and senior secondary schools in Brikama in the Central River region. Our regional correspondent, Bakari Balde, attended the closing ceremony and filed this report.
This camp brought together 20 students, 8 teacher coordinators and various resource persons from Brikama, Bansang and Kafuta upper and senior secondary schools to discuss basic human rights, religious tolerance, gender-based violence, and to promote peaceful coexistence. Abubakar Diba, the coordinator of Brikamba Upper and Senior Secondary School Human Rights Club, outlined the thematic areas they covered.
Basically, we looked at 5 to 6 topics. We've looked at child's rights, legal instruments, regional, national, and international child's rights legal instruments. We also looked at gender and child sexual abuse. We looked at safeguarding in schools. We looked at religious tolerance, which is actually a very important topic. We also had a discussion on life skills.
Maria Masane, the teacher coordinator of Bansang Upper and Senior Secondary School, a human rights-friendly school, said the training is timely and explain how they intend to disseminate the knowledge gained.
When they go back, they can go out to the community. It's not only the school, it's also outside the community. The project also cover because it's both the community and the school. So we'll go out to the community and then talk to the parents, the community members about what religious tolerance means. That include tribal tolerance, how we can coexist with each other. We will discuss that, and there are many people that don't know about sexual harassment, gender issues, life skills. So it's a task that we are going, that include everybody, both parents, teachers, and the students.
Anna Manga, another teacher coordinator from Kafuta Upper and Senior Secondary School, expressed delight and further outlined the expectations from the trainees.
When we go back to our societies, especially the aspect of religious tolerance, it means we will try to be tolerant with one another, which means we're going to give peace a chance. And also we are going to make sure that we respect our rights, not only respecting our rights, but also respect the rights of others. We are going to make sure that we be agents of change.
Arabia Toure, a student participant who spoke on behalf of the students, had this to say.
I would like to thank the teacher coordinators and MOFSI and to Amnesty International for organizing such a training for us.
I will plead to them if they will be able to add up a little in every year. We will have such kind of camp. It will be very important for us.
As the Gambia is undergoing a justice transformation process after more than 2 decades of dictatorship to heal the ills of the past, training like this one will help shape the minds of young people in our schools and communities. Bakari Balde, QTV News.
And I'm afraid that report there by Bakari Balde brings to an end this bulletin. On behalf of the entire production team, thanks for watching. To join us at 10 p.m.